Hello and welcome to Blinkers Off, and what a show we've got lined up over the half an hour with the Jockey Challenge. We've got an interview with Chris Lees where we look at Soapy Star Express Power, and of course the most important thing of the show, it's Queensland Oaks, and we are going to find you plenty of winners, guaranteed about that. And joining us on the show is our usual suspect, three-time premiership winning jockey and Brisbane premiership winning jockey, Larry Cassidy. Welcome, Larry.
Thanks, Jess. Great to be back.
Yeah, no, it's always good to be back after your rest from last week. You got a few rides on Saturday. How do you fare up, do you think?
Yeah, I've got 5 rides. Again, a lot of wide gates, which makes it very difficult. So I just need to navigate the shortest way home.
Also joining us is from TatsBet, Brad Taman. Welcome, Brad.
G'day, Jess.
Great to have you on the show.
Good to be here.
Now, are you sure you're going to run us into plenty of winners and lots of prices coming up with the State of Origin, AFL and NRL?
Well, that's the endeavour this week. I'll get all the bad luck out of the way last week. No good on the football, no good on the racing. So this is the week.
So hopefully you left all that bad luck behind and you've got plenty of good luck coming up this weekend. I'm sure we'll find plenty of winners for the viewers out there. So stay with us, but coming up during the show, we've got plenty of giveaways. We've got tickets for the Stradbroke Handicap. So stay with us where we're going to ask you who won last year's Stradbroke Handicap. So send us an email at info@blinkersoff.com.au for your chance to win those tickets. As well, we've got 2 tickets to the Mackay Beach Horse Racing Festival up in Mackay. Just on there, you'll see the Mackay, you can fly up there and on the beach. It's a great festival. We've got $680 worth of VIP double pass to the Sirime Marquee. So definitely send in your email as why would you like to go to the Mackay Beach Horse Racing Festival. Now let's get into it. We're going to look at race 6 over the 1200, the first leg of the quaddie. Brad, it's a tricky sort of race.
It is. Look, I reckon that there's a half dozen live chances in the race, Jess, but forced into narrowing it down to 4 for those people who play the exotics on TatsBet. I think that Peter Snowden's stable hold the key here. Not sure why Classics came out last week. She's very good fresh. She's 2 from 4. Yep. She's good on affected ground. I think that that's what we'll get at Eagle Farm on Saturday. So look, I'm going to go for her first up. I think she'll be a better price than her stablemate Detours, who was good down the coast, but she did have every possible hope to win the race. Bound to Blush and also Dystopia. I'll put them in for 3rd and 4th. Swap them around, Dystopia for 3rd and Bound to Blush for 4th. But look, it's a sort of race where horses like Fontantes, I've got a question mark over Satin Shoes.
Yep, definitely.
14 goes at 1200 and a big duck egg. So I just think that she struggles at the end of 1200 metres. Emotional Circus, Lucille, they're all capable of winning. But my numbers are 9, 4, 3 and 6 in the first leg of the quaddie.
Now, Larry, you're riding Lee Seeley. Is that how you pronounce it?
Lucille.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, going back to her old form, she'd be competitive in this race, but again, barrier 10 a little bit awkward, so probably going to have to ride a little bit quiet and ride her for a bit of luck.
Yeah, you've been a bit unlucky with the barriers. Again, a number of your rides have drawn wide.
Yeah, it just makes it very difficult. Big fields. You can get in and get close to the fence, but how far back do you have to go?
How did the track play last week? Do you think it'll be an on-pace sort of track, or do you play any bias at all?
Look, last week at Doomben, I thought the track played very fair. Eagle Farm, different. Of course, it's different. We all seen what happened to Eagle Farm with a few showers of rain.
Yeah, no. Depending on how the track plays, could be a front runner's track, and if it is, it might just have a look at your selections, punters, during the day as it goes on. But for me, I like number 6, Bound to Blush here from the John O'Shea stable. I think this horse will be very hard to beat. Coming from 4, Timmy Clark on board. It's on the limit. It's going to be impeccably hard to beat. I think it's a great each way bet. Second to Suki. And as you know, Suki came out and won. It's going to be, for me, Bound to Blush on top. From number 4, Detours, as Brad mentioned, this horse won last start at the coast. It's going to be hard. It's from the Snowden camp. They're in flying form. Number 11, City of Song, I've got in for 3rd. And number 2, Fontantes from the Robbie Heathcote stable. Again, it's drawn 12, will be quite tricky. Now, it's been Magic Millions sale, and there's been a lot of sales going on down there, and a lot of horses exchanging hands from the Tinkler stable. But most notably, Pear Tart was sold on Wednesday for $650,000. Now it went to Aidan Nickel from BBA Ireland, and a nice price there. Now, Larry, you wouldn't mind pulling out $650,000 out of your pocket to buy her?
Yeah, look, she was impressive last winter carnival, and sort of a lovely mare with obviously good pedigree too. Now,
most notably, Nikita was the mare that everyone wanted to know about, and she brought 1.5 million and is off to Coolmore from the Tom Magnier and purchased her. Not a bad price, Brad, 1.5 million for her.
Yeah, look, she's a really nice filly. That was a high quality race she won down the straight, and it was a really good form race. So I'm not surprised she went for that sort of coin. Whether she throws anything of any sort of quality, well, time will tell. What I do like in broodmares is something that's lightly raced. So I think she's got all the attributes to be a great mum.
And Tom Magnier, Coolmore certainly know what they're doing.
Absolutely.
Now we're going to go back to the track where during the week I caught up with Tegan Harrison talking about her riding in the group races. I'm joined by Tegan Harrison again on the show, and welcome to the show, Tegan.
Yeah, thanks for having me on again.
Now you've got a good ride, or looks to be a rough chance of winning on Saturday General Exhibit for Helen Page. How's she coming along?
Yeah, he's coming along good. His second on Saturday was really good, and he'll take a lot of fitness away from that. So hopefully we're in with a good chance in the Group 2 Saturday.
Now tell me, you haven't ridden in many group races. What does it feel like riding against the #1 riders out there on the big days?
It's such a good feel, and like just being there and being surrounded by Australia's best jockeys, it's just there's no other feeling.
So have you ridden a Group 1 or Group 2 winner?
No, I've only had a couple of rides in Group 3 races, and the experience of that has been really good. I've run a 4th and a 5th, and you would have thought I won the race the way I was carrying on. So now I'm stepping up to the Group 2, so I'll be even more excited.
Now, straight after Brisbane, you're going to head to Caloundra for the night meeting. You have a good few rides there?
Yeah, Len Trelaw has a lot of horses in there, so hopefully his horses are always good rides at Caloundra, and I've got a couple for Mick Mayer, and one I run second on Sunday should go well. So
the name of that is?
Bow Tricks.
Okay. Now, I was told before the Jockey Challenge you were the worst driver ever to sit behind the wheel of a car. Now, obviously from the Jockey Challenge that hasn't seemed to be true. How did you find the challenge?
Yeah, it was good. I was a bit disappointed that I didn't go better because I haven't done it before. I think we better have round 2 and see if I can move up the ladder a bit.
No, we're going to have a round 2. Well, great to have you on the show, and good luck and all the best for Saturday.
Thank you.
Welcome back, and it was good to talk to Tegan down there at the track, and she's in flying form and should be hard to beat on General Exhibit. Now it's race 6, second leg of the quaddie. Another quite a tricky sort of race. Ken Sizzling, fine form again. Will Academus win from barrier 10? Brad, another tricky race. What do you come up with?
It is. Oh, look, I say go wide in the quaddie. It's a bit like the Bright Shadow. 6 to 8 winning chances. It really depends on luck and transit. Look, I'm just banking on the fact that, and I sound like a broken record here, Sizzling has all the ability in the world. I think the blinkers will sharpen him up.
Yeah. Has he got blinkers first time?
Blinkers first time for Sizzling. Yep, into the Guineas. So they've run the gauntlet here. What I think will happen, and I'm going to ride the race here, I think he'll be put into the race down the side of the track, and he'll just keep going on the horse, and I think that that's the way to ride him. Once again, Chris knows a lot more about this than I do, but I think he can win. He can get back into the winning list. It's been a little while, but he's a very good horse. I think, look, the danger just depends whether the filly, which is the first emergency, Lily Bolero, was very good at Doom and behind Platinum Kingdom, who's a quality Kiwi. Yeah. I think if she gains a start, throw her into the mix for second. For third, Complicate finally draws an alley for Peter Snowden. I think he's the best of the Snowdens, and Platinum Kingdom wouldn't dismiss his chances. Look, he's won 9 from 17. Only good horses do that. Yeah. And Jonathan Riddell, rides Brisbane very well. So look, once again, last roll of the dice for me for Sizzling. He's too good a horse not to be competitive. So I think he'll win this time from Lily Bolero, Complicate, and Platinum Kingdom.
I think the question with Sizzling is, has he gone off the boil altogether?
No, I just think he needs something. I think the blinkers are the something. So I think he can be winning again.
Larry, you got a ride in the race?
Yeah, Jess, I ride Epaulette. He disappointed last start after a great run at the coast, but his sort of horse, if he gets the right sort of run, he can bounce back in what is, again, a very even race. And I think Sizzling's probably the hardest to beat, and I think the blinkers will sharpen him up.
Do you think so? Now, how many horses? How many horses have you ridden? And obviously, you've ridden. How many Group 1 winners?
42.
42. Now, in your time over racing in your career, when you've ridden horses first up with the blinkers, how often has it improved them?
Oh, it sharpens them up dramatically, and
when you say sharpens it up, what do you mean?
It just makes them focus and concentrate on what they should be doing. Yeah. Horses like Sizzling, look, we know how good he is, and he's way better than what he's been running. He's been running 5, 6, 7 lengths below par.
Yeah.
Blinkers can turn him around and switch him back on.
Right now, I've just been made aware of the blinkers for the first time, but it's not going to change my decision. I'm sticking with number 9, Complicate. As Brad mentioned, this horse has finally drawn a barrier. It's got barrier 5. It's going to get a good run. Now, depending on, again, this comes down to track bias. If this favours front runners Eagle Farm on the weekend, Complicate will win. It'll jump straight to the front if it can get a cushy run up front. Now, it won't get an easy run up front, but a lot of these horses will sit on midfield. I think it'll get a very good run, and I'm tipping it to win. From Sizzling, who'll be firing home. I have my question marks, as mentioned before. I just think he's lost a bit of form, but the blinkers, they might just make the big difference to him. And I'm putting in Academus. I thought he was brilliantly weighted for the Stradbroke at 51.5. He's in 33 order of entry. He's going to have to win this to get into the Stratty. I think he'll be thereabouts. And number 11, Boban. But as Brad mentioned, Lily Berluru, number 19, will be very hard to beat. Now, before we go into reviewing the Oaks, I was down at the track and I caught up with trainer Chris Lees. And here we are watching Soapy Star and Express Power work in a working gallop over the 1200. Express Power is on the outside with Paul Hammersley wearing the red jacket and Soapy Star's on the inside. Here we are, back to the track. I'm joined by Chris Lees, and welcome to the show, Chris.
Pleasure to be here.
Now, you've got 2 horses running the Oaks, Soapy Star and Express Power. As we can see on the screen, they're working. How do you fancy their chances in the Oaks?
Yeah, pleased with how they've progressed. Express Power was a little disappointing in the Roses, but she got knocked around a bit, and I think she's turned things around, and it was a good bit of work this morning. And Soapy Star, she just keeps improving with each run, so wouldn't be beyond either of them.
Do you think their pedigree will carry them a strong 2400?
They're questionable. Both pedigrees are questionable, but pleased with their preparation.
And tell me, how's the weather compared to Newcastle?
Well, it's raining at home at the moment, so this is a lot better.
You got Wayne Bennett in the saddle down there. Eddie, fancy the Knights coming up this weekend?
Well, we seem to play a lot better at home. Our away record's not looking too flash, so hopefully we can turn that around.
You'll get thumped.
We'll see.
Cheers, mate. Well, as you see there, we were talking about the Knights, and let me see if they get a thumping on the weekend. Brad, who are they playing?
The Bunnies. The high-flying Bunnies. Have won since 71. This might be their year.
We'll see about that. Now hits the Queensland Oaks, the race of the day. Now remember, send us an email on for next week's Stradbroke tickets. Who won last year's Stradbroke? Now the Queensland Oaks over the 1.5 miles. Brad, again, I think there's a few standouts in here because a few might be a bit questionable at the distance.
Yeah, look, the market would suggest that also, Jess. Not a lot between Diademi and Gondokoro, and I must say, just purely and simply based on what I saw in person at Doomben a couple of weeks ago in the Roses, gee, Gondokoro got home hard.
Yeah.
You'd have to think that 2,400 metres at Eagle Farm is right up her alley. Diademi's quality filly, she just keeps going around and picking up prize money. She's the winner of the Victorian Oaks. Look, both of these horses were, you know, pretty much blasted off the track in the ATC Oaks behind Royal Descent, but that was on heavy ground. Look, on what I saw, I just think Gondokoro, she comes into the race a little fresher than Diademi, so I'm happy to have her on top. I think Diademi clearly is the hardest to beat. I think that they have a class edge over the rest. For third, Miss Zanella, she's a progressive type by Zabeel, trained by Peter Moody. She wouldn't be here for the scenery. And Port Selenas right down near the bottom for Gay, once again. Promising filly, but a big ask, 1,600 metres to 2,400 metres, third run in a race. So
She's
we'll see
leaving
how
out.
if she can win. She's pretty good.
Yeah.
But do like Gondokoro, quite keen on her chances in the Queensland Oaks.
Larry, you riding in the race?
No, I don't have a ride, Jess, but geez, the way Gondokoro hit the line the other day, looks like the 1.5 miles will be right up her alley, and especially going over to Eagle Farm, the bigger track. Just hope the surface is good for her.
What type of horse does it take to win an Oaks?
Well, you want a filly that's going to be nice to sort of jump and get into a spot, and she's drawn good enough to sort of do that, sort of get 3 pairs back. Just relax. You got to get into a nice pattern, breathing pattern, and be able to hit the line. But to relax early and in the middle stages is very, very important.
Now, for me, I can't go past Gondoroko on its last start performance, barrier 1. It has the pedigree here. Buys the Beal out of a Carnegie mare. This horse will run all day, every day. The further this race would be, the further it wins by. So I'm tipping it on top, and a great bet. What price is she, Brad?
She was $4 on Wednesday with TatsBet. Go to tatsbet.com for the latest prices, but she'll be backable odds.
So I'm tipping Gondoroko on top. Express Power, as you saw there, she worked brilliantly. I think she's going to be back to her best. I'm putting her in for second, the hardest to beat. Number 1, Dear Demi, and number 8, Vaquira, who will set a good tempo in the race, as they will, as Gays always do. So, and she's got the pedigree by High Chaparral out of a Grosvenor mare. Again, she'll be bred to stay all day. So they'll be looking for black type for her pedigree. So 4 Gondoroko from 5 Express Power and Dear Demi. Now to watch all Titans TV, you can go to www.titans.com.au for all their footage. Now we're going to talk sports and what we're all about. It's the State of Origin. Can Queensland make it 8 in a row? Brad, what's the betting?
For a series clean sweep, better than $5 for Queensland. That's a big ask, but there's been a split hair between the two teams over the last couple of series. Game 1, easing favourites. You can get on Queensland around about $1.85 midweek. New South Wales coming down from $2 to $1.97. And for the series, 172.15 in favour of Queensland. I think it's going to be a toss of the coin job. Pains me to say it. I think New South Wales are in with a big shot this time around.
Yeah, no, I reckon they won't do it. Just can't see them beating it. I think Queensland will make it 8 in a row. Larry, do you reckon they can do it?
Yeah, I'm an out-and-out Queenslander now, even though I shifted from New South Wales, so stick with the Maroons.
And you're married to a Queenslander as well.
Exactly.
There'd be hell at home if you didn't go for Queensland.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, now going into the betting for the NRL, what are the prices at the moment?
Yeah, the top 5 teams there. The Storm and the Bunnies together at the top of the proceedings there. The Roosters are on $6 line. Geez, they've been good defensively this year. Manly $7.50 and the Bulldogs $9. So it's a race in 5 at the moment. And in the AFL, the Hawks are not in what you call the best of form, but still winning.
Yeah.
Still winning. $3.35. The Cats $3.75. Followed by the Swans, Freo and the Bombers. So that's the top 5 in both the NRL and the AFL.
So you can go to tatsbet.com for all the prices there. What price Collingwood?
Collingwood at the moment in the AFL, well, they're better than $11. I think they're around $13, $15 at the moment. Yep.
I'll take a bit of that after the show. Now, as well, the cycling. We've got Cadell Evans. Is he qualified to be team leader for BMC?
Oh, look, absolutely. Without a doubt at this point in time. He has won a Tour de France and he was good in the Giro. He ran 3rd, and some of the conditions they rode in towards the back end of that were horrific. Blizzards, you name it. But unfortunately, we don't get to see the winner of the Giro this year, Vincenzo Nibali. Unfortunately, he's going to miss it. But history was against him since 1998 when Marco Pantani rode the double. It just hasn't been done, just too hard. So from the top, Christopher Froome for Sky. He's a 2.10 favourite. Alberto Contador, $3.25. Bradley Wiggins, who won this race last year, but also rides for Sky, $10. And Cadell Evans at $13. $36. Can he do it? I think he can, but I think Christopher Froome is a deserving favourite, and he's my clear-cut tip.
All right, there you have it. Now my tip's Collingwood at $15. Great bet. By the way, North Melbourne, top 8. Can they make the 8? And is there a price of Mark Neal to go with 2 rounds to go? Will his head be rolled?
Well, insofar as North is concerned, I haven't seen an unluckier team in any competition. To get rolled after leading by 6 is unbelievable. But look, they're a good enough team to turn it around.
Larry, All Blacks?
All Blacks,
When-
all day.
I can't even remember what last time the Aussies won the Bledisloe Cup. What's happening?
Oh, they're just too strong, the Kiwis. You know, it's especially playing the Australians. I might be a Queenslander, but I'm still a Kiwi.
No, well, we want blood this Bledisloe Cup. Robbie Deans, it's time for him to go, that's for sure. Righto, the last leg of the quaddie. Let's get into it. Brad, what have you got?
Yeah, I think it'll be a low number race. Geez, Marasara's been good. His last couple down the coast. True wide, rode the speed, hung on really well.
Yep.
Then in the BRC Sprint, Beltone quality horse, got all the favours behind the speed, and he finished, a very competitive second. I think if he gets any luck in the race, provided he's also a stallion, and he's just one of those horses that has to get the right run in the race. I think he can get it. I think he can win the last and atone for a couple of unlucky defeats recently. Hardest to beat, probably Hot Schnitzel. Not sure what happened in the BRC Sprint. He was a late scratching. And clearly he wouldn't be at the races unless he was 100%. Third pick, starts me up, going well for the Mars. Change of scenery there. And Mick Mag, former really good horse, top liner. He was a Group 1 horse at his best. Clearly he's had a couple of issues for Paul Masara. So I think Paul can get first and fourth in the race, but I do like Mahasara in the closer at Eagle Farm on Saturday.
Larry, you're riding smoking, Joey, and I was down at the track on the weekend, during Tuesday on his gallops, and he looks absolutely a pitcher, and I think he's got a great chance.
Yeah, look, he run last to all that all too hard in Sydney, though he's first up again. Now, Epaulette actually ran fifth in that race, so he got beat less than 5 lengths from all too hard and less than 2 lengths to Epaulette. That's form good enough to win this race.
Absolutely.
But again, barrier 16. What do we do?
What do you do?
We do our best.
That's what you can do. Now, for me, I like number 11. I think it's a great bet. Again, this will come down to whether if the track's playing true, I think Miss Stella Bell will win. Gay Waterhouse, Chris Muntz, it'll go ping straight to the front and it'll keep giving. I think this is a great bet and I'm on it all day, and I think it is the best bet on the program. So I'm just sticking with Miss Stella Bell from Smokin' Joey, number 9 and 12. So Miss Stella Bell from Smokin' Joey, Marasara and Griffon. Now that brings us to another end of Blinkers Off. We're going to leave on the Jockeys Challenge, but just quickly before we go, Brad, thanks for coming on the show.
My pleasure.
What's your best for the weekend?
Gone to Corot.
Larry, great to have you back. Be back next week. Hopefully winner on Smokin' Joey.
That would be nice.
Now we're going to leave with the Jockey Challenge, and here we have in the Need for Speed at Kingston Park Raceway with Shane Scriven. So thanks for joining us, and join us next week, and bye for now.